Hello, I'm Jim Souza. I think I always wanted to be a lawyer even when I was a small child. I came to realize that people who had good lawyers representing them tended to do much better than people who were either unable to have a lawyer or went to court without lawyers. But even as a small boy, I knew that lawyers could provide justice to those who needed it. Going to school, going to law school, wasn't the culmination of the dream. It was actually the beginning. I didn't look at it as my legal education. I looked at it as the start of it. I know now, 17, 18 years later, that all it was a spark. That those 3 years in law school provided me a spark from which to build a tremendous practice, doing things that I enjoy and trying to be that lawyer or measure up to that lawyer that I think all of us in our minds want to be. And we try to do it every day and with every case. I left law school with an understanding that I wanted to own my own practice. I wanted to open up my business. I looked at both being a prosecutor and a public defender. I worked for both offices and decided that if I was going to open my own practice, I would be a defense attorney. And I enjoyed the defense work at that point more than I did being a prosecutor. The challenges of representing people in a criminal court are many, and I felt that I had not only the skills but the will to represent people well. And so I embarked on what has been a 17-year career that's in essence a dual practice. We represent people accused of crimes, but we also represent people who have been injured. We've been charged as attorneys to provide zealous representation for our clients. I interpret zealous perhaps differently than other attorneys. But that commitment, that zealous commitment, isn't just an adequate commitment. It's not just an honorable commitment. It's everything in our arsenal. It's every resource that can be put to bear on that case. It's every argument that can be made. And to me, that's a much higher standard of simply representing someone. Zealous representation should be expected by every client in every case. Unfortunately, that's not what's delivered most of the time. I'm only going to have a certain number of years to do this. I'm only going to represent a certain number of clients, a small number of clients. When the last client has left my office on the last day of my practice, I want to look back at all the people I've represented and be able to say to myself, I have provided them with zealous representation. I have represented them zealously.